Well, it's a busy afternoon in your city, and you're at the office working when you suddenly feel a tremor in the building, which throws you off your desk. It goes on for a couple of minutes and then it calms down. An obvious thought that would arise in your mind is it was just a small earthquake. But it isn't the case here. You have just felt a small fraction of the Earth's immense power, which has torn the whole of the Asian continent into two halves. So you would wonder what caused such an event to take place. Would it do any good to the planet? What would it be for the people on these new continents? And would it bring a change in the world economy? So this is my channel Scientia Spirit, and today we are gonna see what would happen if the Asian continent broke apart.
Well, let's get it straight. Breaking of landmasses is not any science fiction since it has happened before. During the Triassic period, which occurred from 251 to 201 million years ago, the immense Pangaea landmass began breaking apart as a result of continental rifting. A rift zone running the width of the supercontinent began to open up an ocean that would eventually separate the landmass into two enormous continents, Laurasia and Gondwana land. Laurasia was made of the present-day continents of North America, mainly the Greenland, Europe and Asia, whereas Gondwana land was made of the present-day continents of Antarctica, Australia and South America. There exist three types of plate boundaries, each characterized by the way the plates move relative to each other. First one being divergent boundaries. These occur where two plates slide apart from each other. Next is convergent boundaries. These occur where two plates slide towards each other to form either a subduction zone where one plate moves underneath the other or a continental collision. And the last one is transform boundaries. These occur where two lithospheric plates slide, or perhaps more accurately grind past each other along transform faults where plates are neither created nor destroyed and are the main reasons for earthquakes. So in our scenario, we are talking about the divergent boundaries. Okay, so now let's consider the rift could occur between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, and it is obvious that this wouldn't be a peaceful separation. When our hypothetical continental separation takes place, it could trigger massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions taking place at various points on the continent. The location of the earthquakes would vary accordingly with the points at which the tectonic plate breaks. So now, the most earthquakes will occur at the boundary where the plate is separating and also along the boundary of the Indian plate with the Eurasian plate. These extreme events would not only cost millions of dollars of infrastructure but also claim the lives of thousands millions of people and could leave many others homeless. Well boy, after such an horrific and bloody event, the newly formed continent would start drifting towards the poles, which is due to the Earth's movement. But such a drift would take over millions of years. And we can't extend the video that long, so let's speed up the time, and now we can see that the continent has reached at the pole. Perhaps it will have pretty much a high chance of colliding with the Arctic, but in hand we would be having much bigger problems. Since we have shifted the continent at a faster rate, the flora and the fauna of this continent including us, might have perished due to the abrupt change in the environment, and it could lead to the extinction of a large number of species. And even before this could take place, the volcanic ash and the toxic metal loading released during the partition would have led to the extinction of varieties of animals and plants. As it had happened when the Siberian Traps, a large volcano had erupted, which is argued to be the result of Pangaean tectonic movement, which had several negative repercussions on the environment, including metal loading and excess atmospheric carbon. Metal loading led to acid rain and general stress on the environment. This caused the extinction of about 90% of the Permian flora, and the increased carbon concentrations led to loss of calcite, which in turn caused the extinction of the corals and the brachiopods, which dominated the deep waters. So let's say that you could adapt to the harsh conditions and could settle up there and have a peaceful life, but a large number of people would suffer due to lack of jobs. Since Eastern Asia is the largest producer of staple food, rice, Japan being the first. And also, they could face a global isolation from the rest of the world, which would be a bad news for Japan, which is one of the biggest IT hubs in the world. But most likely, these kind of events cannot happen. As per geoscientists, even if the tectonic plates were to break, it would take place at much slower rate of about 2 to 5 centimeters per year, and it is highly unlikely for such an event to occur in a million years from now. But I can say that there is possibility of all the present land masses combining together to form a supercontinent called Pangaea Proxima. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can also check for more of this on Insta too. Link is in the description below. So I conclude for today, but don't go anywhere as I'll be back soon with another video. Until then, be happy, stay safe and have a healthy life. Sai Spy signing off. Goodbye.